Hi everybody, welcome. Let me just get my camera set up. Cool. Alright, so I'm using the same playlist as I was yesterday. So just a quick, here we go. Here we go. And we are currently at 151.06. So let me put that in the chat. 106, great. Okay, so where are those? Oh, okay, so let's put this over here. Yeah, so this is Raylib. I'm working with Raylib some more. What's this? Okay, you know, we'll worry about that later. So before you write any code, here's my thumbnail. I drew it myself with this pen. Before you write any code, I want to basically figure out what I want to do. Okay, so I'm not. Oh, hi Dunstan, that was fast. All right, what do you got? So before I write any code, basically I want to make a bunch of decisions on how I'm going to work. That should speed things up. And so the first thing I'm going to do is like not even solve the problem, solve a simpler problem. And that problem is, so I have a bunch of points, right? And if you right click, right, you get another point. And if you left click, your mouse, right, the mouse will follow the point around. The point will follow your mouse around. And then so that's the first thing I need to solve. And then number two, I'm just going to connect those up. And the way Bézier curves work, you have 1, 2, 3, right, you have 4 points, and they're just always connected in that order. So we're going to do that. And once that works, I'm going to start doing, like, actually going to do the Bézier stuff, right? By the way, if you want to type Bézier, it is the right Alt and E. If you need to type the E there. And French has the forward and the back. This one's harder to type, but thankfully Bézier uses this one. So, all right, let's write some code. Anyway, hello, hi Dunstan. How are you doing? Okay, so I'm just gonna make a new file. New. Just save this as. Oh, I'm doing well. I'm full of programmer juice, and you know, I woke up this morning and I was like focused, which I was not yesterday. What am I gonna call this? Let's just call it points.c. Great, and then we're gonna go to Raylib. Raylib. There we go. Yeah, I don't care about ray monitoring right now. Examples. Core. There we go. Basic window. I'm just gonna copy paste this code. Oh. Yeah, I'm vibing today. So just make sure that all compiles. Cool. Okay, so now we need to read some other code. Not this one. This one, here we go. Okay, I don't understand all of this stuff yet. Okay, well, I sort of get it. All I really need to do is update. Oh gosh, okay. Let's just go with the Bézier curve thing. Okay, vector 2. Okay, mouse equals get mouse position. Check collision point. Okay, so let's do those two things first. Or actually, so before I do that, okay, let's actually do some more planning. So basically, what I did this morning was I wrote a bunch of code in my head, and now we're going to write it on this blackboard. So step one is we need an array of points, and those points are going to be a struct. That's basically the position as a vector 2. and a Boolean, and that Boolean is just is selected, right? So basically, the way I want it to work is you have a bunch of points, right? But only one. But only one can ever actually be the one that's following the mouse following the mouse around. But actually, no, I don't want to struct. What I'm talking about, because I don't need them all to carry it around. I just need. Yeah, so I need an array of vector 2s. Right, you need an array of vector 2, and then I need just an int, and I'm wasting bytes here, right? It could be a short or a car, but I don't really care. The performance doesn't matter, and int is the simplest, so we're gonna use int, and we're just gonna have an int that's just like the selected. It's called the selected point, right? And so so that's going to be from 0 to whatever, and then if it's a negative number, then there's no point. So we can do that pretty easily. Let's see. So let's see. Okay. So first, vector 2 points of 100, I guess. And then we're just gonna how did this one do it? Bézier. Vector 2. Okay, great. Well, this didn't have an array. Okay, we're just gonna. Okay, let's see that. Does that compile? It does compile. Okay, great. So that's not a problem. And then points of 0 equals screen with 2 screen height 2. Great. And then we're just gonna see, how do I display that point? There's you to see more. Okay, so yeah, point. Great. Draw a circle. I don't know what the V is for. Let's just check the cheat sheet, because this is adding a bunch of complexity I don't need right now. Right, Raylib.com. Draw circle. What is the V? Okay, center X, center Y, color, great. So let's just. Draw circle int. Okay, so that's just going to be points of 1.x or points of 1. Wait, how do I get stuff out of a vector 2? Just points of 0 dot. Hopefully that works. Points of 0 dot y. Let's make that radius 20.0 and make the color black. Okay, great. What'd I break? Screen width, expected. Okay. Try that. Okay, that also didn't work. Okay, so this is more correct. I search. Okay, let's search the examples for vector 2. Oh, it's only functions. Okay. Okay. So we have a vector. So vector 2 default point equals 200. Was that? Okay, so 200. Okay, so points to 0. Let's just say default point. Default point. Okay, so that does work. I don't know why it doesn't. Okay, I wish I had a better way of accessing, like, messing. Okay, so that works for the moment, which is good enough. And then we have this draw script here. Right, and then all we have to do here is make this a for loop. And then we can draw as many points as we want. Oh, that's a... Right, great. Okay, great. So... So why does this not work? Oh wait, that would crash it. That's not valid. Expected expression. Can I just be like vector? Do I have to remind it it's a vector 2? Expression before. Oh, okay, I need to cast as a vector 2. That makes sense. Does that work? Cool. Okay, so that's easy. Alright, so we're just going to do points. We're just going to make that points of 1. Let's see, 400 to 400. There we go. And then we need to update this to make it a for loop. Okay, so oh, okay, right. I need to import. Okay, we can just wait, okay, so I'm just going to assume a point is never going to be negative on either axis because, Raylib, you have the screen here. This is 0, 0, and then everything is positive down here, so you always go down to positive. Right, so it's, plus y plus x. So we can assume nothing's ever going to be negative, so if I fill the points I fill vector 2 points. We can just loop through the array and then fill it with negative. Okay, great. So for int I equals 0, I less than, and then what's the way to do a length again in array length? Go. There we go. Boom. I less than points divided by size of points of 0. And then circle there, and then make that -1, and then I plus plus. Oh. Points of I equals vector 2. Let's just be safe and make it like -500 each. 500 each. Okay, so now we just need, go to the for loop. So we can just copy this. We can just copy this. Wait, actually, let's make sure this doesn't crash. 84. Where's 84? I need to check my curlies. Okay, so that works. Well, not should close. Okay. What's broken here? Okay, so wait, this is not working. Okay, so unvalid size of points. Oh, okay, so let's fix that first. So I just need parens here, I think. That should fix some of the errors. Size of... Oh, I see, okay. Okay, great. 70. Wait, what? Expected. Oh, I see. Okay. Great. So that's great. Yep. So we can just do that. Okay, great. So that works. Okay, so now we can just copy this code. And then we need to add a curly here. Great. Have that in. Okay. If points of I dot x greater than 0, and then we just curly there, curly there. Oh, okay, we got 1. Oh, points of... Wait, why does 400 not go down? Did it go sideways but not down? Well, okay, so it's squared width is 800. So wait, 200, 200, 400, 400. Let's do 700, 400. Okay, they all go that way. Points of I dot x, points of I dot... Oh, okay, points... Okay, I see the error. It's not actually reading... Okay, cool. So that has the expected behavior. Okay. Cool, we're making fast progress. I was... Oh, gosh. I was really just, like, not dialed in yesterday. I feel like Raylib for me has been very like sink or swim. Like one day I'll sit down and I'll just be like, okay, I am in the right mindset, let's do this. And other days I'll sit down and just like, I can't do the complexity. Okay, so this is all good. Now I need to... That's like my game plan. Okay. Okay, so we need to draw lines between them. Great. That should be pretty simple. Okay. Where's my cheat sheet? Nope. Cheat sheet. Draw line. Okay, so how do I do this? I need... Okay, so for all... So this is already checking if a line is something I want to work with. So we can just, draw a line from... Just draw a line from I to I plus 1. Okay, so now, if I is greater than 0, we're going to draw a line from I minus 1 to I. Okay, so draw line points of I minus 1 dot x points of I minus 1, or I minus 1 dot y points of I dot x points of I dot y, and then how about green? And top that off with a semicolon. Run that. Okay, I got an error. What do I do? Okay, we just need another curly here, I guess. What's going on here? So this curly is that curly. This curly is that curly. So what's this curly? Let's just run it, see what happens. Oh, okay, that just works. Okay, wait, I want to draw a line that gives me a thickness. Okay, so draw line EX seems actually much better here, so we're just gonna do that. I like this song, by the way. What is this? Oh, did it just go by? 218. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna start that one over. Oops, and that breaks my time codes. So it is 2:15:48. Alright. 15. Okay, what was I doing? I was draw line EX. Okay, vector 2 start position is just going to be points of I minus 1. Points of I. Let's make that 5, I don't know, 10 thick. Yeah, no, 5 is fine. Color, let's stay with that green. Yay! Okay, so let's get rid of this. I do not need it right now. Okay, so let's just arrange these curly braces so they make sense. So that's gonna go over here. There we go. That goes here. That goes. Okay, that's the for loop. Okay, so we're just gonna tab that there. That's the while loop. Alright, let's just and that's main. Okay, so now my curly braces make sense and I can actually read them. Oh gosh. Okay, now let's just points of 0 equals where's get mouse position? Okay, just get mouse position. Great. All right, equals. Okay, I broke something. Oh, okay. We need to get rid of that one, I guess, and then that will. Okay, let's try that. No, that broke too. Okay, 68 is here. Expected expression for equals to. Oh, okay. Wait, vector. I guess mouse position just returns a vector 2, right? So does that just work? Well, I broke something. Cool. Close the program. Okay. Why did that not work? Okay, let's just vector 2 mouse equals get mouse. Great. Points of 0. Mouse. Let's see if that breaks things. Okay, same error. What am I doing wrong here? What's the... Okay, so... Okay, clear background, vector 2 mouse. Okay, let's just put this outside. Nope. Okay, I don't expect this to fix anything. It does not. Great. Why does... Okay, it's just spinning, so don't... Okay, and I don't have like a debugger in this, What? Okay, let's just... Okay, let's just run it again. Give it a sec. What's the error? What am I doing wrong? Okay, so... Okay, so let's just comment this out, right? Oh, so that's not even there, okay. So it's not related to the mouse thing, okay. Okay, let's just comment this out. And that should work. Where's the error? Ah. Let's try that. Close window, it's gonna make me... Close window, okay, great. I don't, okay, so that's, well, okay, window shouldn't close, that's the for loop that does absolutely nothing. So let's see. So here's our for loop. Here's main, which ends down here. This while loop ends. While window should close. If I press the escape button, it will close, which is right here. I wish I did a bugger so I could just like go in line by line. I don't have it. I guess I could get one, or I could copy paste this into VS Code or something. I would have to get everything working in VS Code. Oh gosh, I wish I had a GitHub so I could just like rewind. Yeah, I don't have the required tools to fix this problem. Okay, so let's just. Okay, what's the simplest way to solve this problem? Okay, so we know that we're getting 2 here because we're getting a window. We're getting it here because we begin drawing. Clear background. Let's just make that blue for now. See if that does anything. Interesting. Let's just make this. Let's just make this 99. Yep. Oh, okay, sorry. Yep. Let's just kill this. This is very tedious. Yep. Close program. Okay, great. So let's comment this out. So this is doing literally nothing, and it's still spinning. Okay, close window. Come on. Okay. Kill process, great. So wait, actually, should. Oh, okay. So let's try this. It's supposed to be here. Wait, let's see. Where's okay? Begin drawing, end drawing. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, so it's just going for the same frame over and over again. Okay, there we go. That works. Don't do... Okay, so end drawing should be in the while loop. Got it? Okay, so let's undo all of our nonsense. Control C, Control V. Okay, and then we just let's see, we just uncomment all of this. Okay, what broke? Line 42. What? What? Oh, okay, I see. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, what broke? 75. Okay, and that was a comment, so let's just get rid of that. Okay. Oop. Okay, what do we got here? Okay. Why did that not work? What does... Wait, what does this correspond to? Okay, so this... So that's the while loop ending. We need to also... Oh, okay, so the while loop... Okay, so we need another one here, I guess? There's the for loop ending. Wait, the for loop should not contain... Okay, so for loop, if, while loop, main... Okay, great. So we just mouse. Great. Hey. Okay, great. Ugh. Well, I got more done in 45 minutes today than I got done the entire stream yesterday. So we're making good progress. We're making good time. Let's check my plans. Okay, so now so let's get mouse position. Great. Now we got to do some collision checking on the circles, and we know the circles are going to be... Okay, so first of all, let's see, const int, circle size equals 0. Actually, this should be a float. There we go. Const float equals const float circle size equals 20. So we're just gonna put circle size here. Great. And now we can use. Oh fuck. Okay, great. So no changes at all, which is what I wanted. What's this song? I like the song. 233. Special stage, Sonic CD. Nice. One of these days I'm going to learn how to make music. Okay, so... So, if I click the mouse, it'll make another... Okay, so we know that, like, following the mouse works, so we're just gonna... And we're gonna get a warning that I'm not using this, so we're just gonna say... mouse.x++, just so we don't get that warning. Okay, great, so it's all static. Okay, great. Okay, so if the mouse clicked, click. Okay, so here we go. If is mouse button down, cool, great, so great, there we go. Wait, no, I need, okay, so I need to make the next. Okay, so we need to make the okay, so int oh, hi James. Yep, I'm doing a lot of thinking today, you're right. So right now I'm trying to figure out a name for, because I've got an array of 100 here, I'll just draw it. Okay, so I've got an array of 100 points. Right, so I've got, 1, 2, 3, etc. Right? And almost all of them are initialized at -500, -500. And that's just to say that they're invalid, right? I'm not using them. And so I need a name to keep track of, like, what's the latest valid. Just call it, like, let's just call it last valid point. Last valid point equals 2. Points, okay, so if points of 0 is greater than 0. Okay, so, and then we can just at the start here, if points of I.x is greater than 0, if coding stings your brain? Well, I'm sorry, this is gonna be all it's gonna be all coding all the time on this stream. Yeah, so basically, okay, well, let me just run the program here. So this is all I've done today. Just make some circles. And what I'm trying to do is add another point, and then, okay, so yeah, just if points of okay, so wait, no, we don't need point. You just if I is greater than last valid point, last valid point I. Okay, so now we need to... what was it? Get window click. Here we go. Oh, what have you been doing? What have you been up to? Points of... Point... +1. Oh shit! What animation software? That's huge. Okay, great. So it does work. It does work. Wait. Wait. Why does that? Okay. Why does this ignore? Okay. So it does it. If left mouse. Yeah. Okay. It's if not. Okay. Great. So if it isn't down. Moon animator. Okay, let me just Google that. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's okay. It's in Roblox. Okay, that makes it a little bit useless to me. Because I don't really do Roblox. But I'm glad that works for you. The two things I use are either Blender or this web-based thing called Piskles. Or Piskel, singular. Alright, so... And then we add a new frame. Right, that's what I use. If I need pixel art, and then if I need 3D, I just use Blender, because it's really good. Oh, hi, Bad Set. How's it going? It's going well. Yesterday I had a really bad stream. I just couldn't focus. I was not locked in. Today I'm very locked in. So here's the program I have so far. So it has 3 points, and then it connects them like this. And the bug I'm currently trying to fix is every time I click, I get a new point. But if I hold it down, I get, too many points. I want it to be, was it held last frame? I want it, held versus... Is there a thing in Raylib that just does that for me? Mouse ray is mouse button up. Oh hell yeah! What is Free Pascal? Okay, well Objective Pascal. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Lazarus, Okay, I'm not going to worry about Pascal right now. It's some sort of programming language. I was thinking it was like a Lisp-like. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do Bézier stuff. And the first step to doing Bézier stuff is you get 4 points, and then you basically draw a line between them. And I have this program here, which I don't really understand. But basically this formula right here is how you draw a point. Where you take these 4 points and you do this to them to draw the, I don't even know what Delphi is. Okay. Is Delphi some Java thing? What is Delphi? Delphi IDE? Oh, it's a... object-oriented... Okay. Okay, it's an IDE and not a... Okay, whatever. Bézier curves are not actually that hard. So there's sort of 2 ways to think about them that make sense to me. Where's my pen? There it is. So the first one is... Oh, I'm drawing on an invisible layer. The first one is you have 4 points, right? And it's always going to be 4. You can add another point, but it's basically just going to... Like, I think it's like 4 points per... Right, so it's just going to be that. And you can think of this as basically... You go from point... It's basically a slider here. From... Right, there's a slider from this point to this point, and then it curves toward this point based on the direction of the slider, basically. And then there's also sort of a, where's the Wikipedia article? Oh, well, let's just find the code. And then there's also, nope, that's not what I want. And there's also this, which is basically just, there's a formula that does the same thing using powers. Bézier curves are, like, they're non-trivial. You definitely need to have a basic background in algebra, but really the problem for me is making the sort of the shell around them that does what I need it to do. Okay, so let's see. Okay, if the mouse button is down. Okay, okay, I need to import bool. Required for power. Do I have bool? Bool. Okay, bool is recognized. Let's see. Okay, so bool. Okay, so if the mouse is pressed but not released. Is new mouse press. True. Okay, so there we go, and is, there we go. Is new mouse press equals false. Oh shit. Okay, and then I need to reset it somewhere. And then let's just do an else here. Is new mouse press. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so actually we need to nest these. So if I need another thing here, and then an open curly, and then I need a close curly here. New mouse press equals false. Okay, let's just do an else. Let's see if that does it. Nope. Okay, okay, so if it is a new mouse press, then it's becomes, okay, so wait, if we get rid of this, I get to click exact, oh wait, no, that does, okay, so no, that doesn't, so this doesn't even do anything. Okay, right, so, and what this does, oh, no, is I only get one. Okay, so now if not this, see. Is new mouse. Yes. True. There we go. Oh. Oh yeah, I need another. So I can hold it down, nothing happens. I click again. Okay, now I need to figure out how to collide with... Oh, gosh. Okay, so... Back to Blackboard. So I need to figure out how to collide. So basically, what's happening is, if I have a mouse, right? So I have my mouse, and if I click... Okay, so let's find the logic flow. Okay, so if I click and I'm not colliding. All right, make a new circle. Wait, no, that's bad logic flow. Okay, so if I click, one of two things happens. Okay, so first I'm gonna check if I'm colliding with a circle. Yes. No. Great. Okay, so I'm running out of latte. It's not even latte at this point. It's just coffee. Mm. I got 4 shots and a bunch of syrup. It's whatever. Colliding with circle, yes. Control circle, otherwise new circle. I forgot to make yourself a coffee. Glad to be of service. Yeah, I try not to drink coffee too often. But I mean, it is kind of programmer juice, right? There's like 2 different languages named after Java, which is a place you get coffee from. You drink one coffee a day. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. For me, if I do too many days in a row where I drink coffee, I just feel tired. So I do it very occasionally, or not very occasionally, but you know, not every day. Which is a little hypocritical, like because I do coffee for a living, but whatever. What am I doing? Okay, so we have check collision, which I believe cubic Bézier already has. Check collision point mouse. What? Okay, I don't even know what this does. Okay, check collision point circle. Okay, let's check the cheat sheet. Circle singular. Check a point is inside a circle. Great. What is the radius to? Okay, we'll just so now we just put another if in here. There's so many ifs. It's just if. So let's see. Check collision point, vector 2 point. Okay, vector 2 center. So we're just gonna mouse. Wait, no, I can't just, because I need to check every single. Wait, how do I do this? Because I need to check all of the points. Okay, how do I, okay, I want to piggyback off of this existing, this existing loop, but I don't. Okay, this is complicated enough. I want my blackboard. Okay, so new layer. What am I? Okay, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? Okay, so I need to iterate through all valid points to check collision with all of them between, like, the point and the mouse. Well, actually, no. I only need to iterate through the list of valid points. Okay. Right. So we can just let's see. Wait. Where's the while loop end? Okay. So this ends this for loop. Okay. Great. So we've drawn all the valid points. And then last valid point. Okay, so we can just go from, 4 int I equals 0. I less than size of wait, does that work? I plus if check collision point circle. Wait, how did this do it? It was mouse cursor position 6. Great. Okay, so between the mouse and the circle, so mouse. Points of I. Let's make this. I think I used 6. Okay, we'll use 6 too. 6.0. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, I need a semicolon there. Oh, come on. I broke. I need another. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I'm touching a point, wait, why is this? Why does this point not work? Less than or equal lost valid point? 1, 2, 3, great. Wait, let's test that again if I keep adding points. Okay, great. Yep. Okay, so that does work. Okay, how do I integrate that into my like mouse? Okay, so if I'm touching a valid point. Okay, so I think I need to reorganize these. So this goes here because I need the output of that to do all the rest of the logic. Let's just make sure that doesn't break anything. Great. Okay, so if the mouse button is okay, so if I have okay, so if it's a new mouse press, okay, I basically need to combine these two. So if it's a okay, so this all works. What's the last one point? Okay, so wait, when does okay, so okay, so if I am colliding with something, then oh shit. Oh no, I have to figure out what I'm colliding with. Okay. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, so we got the all these points. So if I'm colliding with it, it highlights it a little bit, and then if I click and drag, then it moves it around. And personally, I don't like click. I don't like click and drag. I like click and then click again to deselect. So we're gonna do that instead. Okay, so we're just gonna curve select the point. Curve select. Okay, so the point equals. Okay, so we take the curve selected point. Okay, so I basically okay. Do I have a selected point? No, I don't have a selected point. Okay, so circle size. Bool. Okay, so int selected point equals 0. -1. Okay, so okay. Okay, so okay, so wait. So we just if I is very okay. I'm getting lost in my own logic here. This is hard. Okay, so we got the point I'm controlling with my mouse is either -1 or an index into the array. And so if I'm colliding with I just take all of this and put it inside the for loop? Nope, no, I need that. Okay, I don't need this white space though. Oh god, my indents got all fucked up. Okay, great. I believe that... Okay, let's just see what the fuck happens here. Okay, I broke something. Okay, great. So that needs to be down here, I guess? Uh, 16, 116. Okay, so the main curly needs to be there, and then does that work? Okay, great. So now I need to make this code work. Wait, okay, let's just make sure it's at least some of the code works. Okay, so clicking does nothing. I'm always, okay, so that doesn't, okay, so none of this works, great. Okay, so we need to align this goes there. So that means this goes here to align with that. That goes. Wait. Yep, that's aligned with that. That's aligned with that. And then this. Now I fucked this all up. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, great. So if I highlight this, it'll show me all of the... Yep, no, always. Okay, great. I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, so free. Okay, so. Okay, so what am I doing here? So, okay, so I'm gonna pause the music for a quick sec. Okay, we're pausing here at 3:11. Okay, so okay. So here we are. I'm checking all of the points, and if there is a point that if I am colliding with something. Okay, let's just say, wait, do I have a select a point? Pool is colliding with point false. Great. Wait, now is. Okay, great. So now we just at the top of the loop here. False. Great. Okay, and now we just add one more. Yeah, we just add one more writer here, and not is colliding with point. Great. First try! First try. It didn't crash. It did what I wanted to. We'll eventually run out of points. Yeah, let me take a quick screenshot of this. Oh, wait, no. Save as. Okay. Wow. Okay. So that was a very productive hour and a half. Okay. So now we just say if it is colliding with point. Wait, actually no. I don't even need this writer because I'm about to do another thing with logic. So. In with point. Great. Actually, no. I think it's easier to read if I check is colliding with point twice. It's hard to follow when we're in the middle. Yeah, yeah. I know. I was just trying to read my own code and I was like, what is this? Um. So right now, what I'm trying to do is okay. Let me just run the code again. Um, so you can see whenever I highlight this, I'm getting the text. I should figure out a better way to indicate that I'm highlighting something, but this is good enough for now. Um, right, so I click here, right? But what I want to happen is when I click on a circle that already exists, if I'm already colliding with a circle, then I want to be able to pick up and move that circle. And so what I'm doing here, right? If it's colliding with point, like if I'm touching one of the circles, um, then I just say oh, okay, right, actually, and then I need to also set select the point, selected point. Wait, I'm not. I'm storing information about circles all over the place. Yeah, equals I chord size, etc. This whole program is storing information about the circles basically. If it's colliding with point, okay, should I? Wait, actually, no. It's just at the end of the loop here. Okay, so wait, actually, if I am colliding with the point, then I should pick it up and move it. And if I'm not colliding with the point, then else. Um, what the heck? Selected point equals I. Selected point equals -1. Am I storing information? Yes. So, oh, okay. I think what you mean is that this array points. It goes up to 100 circles, and each of those points in the vector is a vector 2. So, right. So these are the three default circles, right? And so when I run the code for the first time, I get these three circles. And then I can add another one, and what that does is whenever I click, it just grabs the point I just clicked, and it adds it to the array. And the way I've set this up is the array is only 100, so I can only have 100 points at a time. And they're initialized as -500, -500. And then code down here checks if the x coordinate of any given point is greater than 0. And if it is greater than 0, then it's valid. And the logic here is that you can't click outside of the window, right? And so because how Raylib works is it's up here is 0, 0, and then down here, you're right, all the way down is basically it's always plus y. So I have it's 800 wide and 450 down. So the bottom here is 450, and the side here is 800. And so there's no way for a negative value to be part of my window. And therefore, I can just initialize everything as negative values. And so if it's not a negative value, then that means it's in the window. And I guess there's some bugs here to do with window resizing because everything's in absolute position. So if you increase and then decrease the window size, this will break. But that's not an option right now. I can't. There's no way to full screen it, so it works for now. I think that answers your question. Okay, so if is colliding with point, points of point mouse Okay, this is kind of jank. Okay, let's just get rid of this. Just never reset it. Right, if I'm colliding with point. Okay, so what it's letting go as soon as I. Okay, what? Okay, let's make sure I actually understand the behavior. So, as long as I move my mouse slowly, then it follows it. But if I move my mouse quickly, then it stops being selected. And so I think I want to do something with delta or. Yeah, I have a reference program here, cubic Bezier.c, that does the same thing, right? So um, the only issue is that this says is the mouse held down, and so only if the mouse is held down does it actually move. And for me, I want a slightly different style where just like if I haven't clicked, like, if I click once that starts it, and if I click again that stops it. Um, but yeah, there is a reference. I have a reference program to work with. Um, I guess I just need to find the relevant code. But yeah, I would love to see what your solution is, because this program is it's very readable code, right? The style is great. Everything is named in a reasonable way, that sort of thing. But because I don't understand it very well, it is actually a little bit hard for me personally to read. Um, and so, all right, so if it is mouse down, okay, so if the mouse isn't down, then we don't take a point, and if the mouse is down, oh, okay, so there we go. Right, that's why I thought about the delta. Vector 2 add. Okay, so we're just gonna yoink this and hope it works. So points of selected point equals vector to add, and that's a pointer for some reason, but I'll let that to add point and run that code and see what happens. It didn't work. Okay, great. Implicit function declaration. Oh, is there some weird thing I need to import? Okay, probably need to import remath. That probably fixes it. Nope. Okay, line 100. Points. Okay, that also broke. Let's just get rid of the pointer thing. Yeah, that didn't fix anything. Okay, let's just go back to my simpler solution so I can actually understand the code. Boom. Okay, so I feel like I could bump the radius of the collision up. Like if we just do 20 here, that could work, right? Okay, that doesn't solve the problem. Okay. Hmm. Well, right now it's based on if I mouse over it. So if I just wait, no, I'm making it's playing with point false every loop, and then I'm checking it again. So okay, so what we can do is we can just else. No, wait, it's playing with point. Okay, no, if I wait, no, because selected point. Okay, so negative number. So wait, okay. I think I have a solution here. Non-zero values of integers are considered true, so we can just if selected point. Wait, no, because but selected point equals. Oh gosh. So selected point is -1. Nope, that doesn't work. Wait, no. If selected point +1 equals if selected point +1 equals 0, which means it's -1, right? So, all right, what am I doing here? If selected point +1 0 okay, so if okay, so the scope here is so wait, I would still be wait, is I out of scope here? Um okay, I okay, so I is out of scope. So I need to say wait, so let's just make this we're using two i's. Okay, let's just fine, let's just say int I equals 0 to keep that in scope, and this looks bad and I'll fix it later probably. Great, so now it's equal to so if if I equals oh, but it wants to solve my problem. Okay, I appreciate the effort. I think I'm working towards it, so it just I mean the solution here is just add more variables until it works. So less than or equal to last valid point. So wait, less than or equal to last valid point. Oh heck. So if the last point is the valid point, okay. So wait, that doesn't work. It's supposed to be a tool. Solo. Okay, tell me more. That sounds really interesting. What does Bézier Curves have to do with solo tabletop RPGs? Out of curiosity. Okay, select a point plus. Okay, one if y. Okay, let's see. This is not producing the desired results yet, and I can't figure out. Let's just make sure my curlies are right. Okay, great. So if selected point +1 equals 0, then okay, I need to set selected point. Map viewer some extra tools. All is oh curves. Okay, roads is Bezier curves. That's interesting. Because generally you want roads to be pretty straight lines, and Bezier curves. Like I guess that's never perfectly straight. So if you have just two points right next to each other, or like sort of in line with each other, it'll make a mostly straight point. Extra tools. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, I mean, you're using a completely different language, so whatever I do here is you're gonna have to work to adapt it to make it work for you. But I mean, hopefully this helps. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I need to figure out where to set selected point. Okay, so if I so wait, does the code run? No, it doesn't. 92. Oh, right. I need to put that as int. Randomness with a wave. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually really easy. I don't know I don't know which version of I don't know which version of Bézier Curves you're using, but let's see. Here's cubic Bézier Curves. Yep. Here's the formula here. So right. So let's see. Middle. Okay. So I believe the two middle points are the. Wait, no, it's okay. No. The start and the end are the actual points, and then the middle points are the curve direction, basically. Um, so what you could do is just okay. Wait, this is a picture. Okay, that's unhelpful. Um, just add some randomness at a very small amount because it's gonna be squared to these middle points. Well, I guess with a way to manipulate them is just well, you just I mean you basically do collision and then you check to. It seems like I've solved most of your problem in my code. Um, I mean, drop in the Discord and I'd love to take a look at it. But because like what my code does right now is you have this collision check and it if you do it slowly, it drags it around, and then we can just. I don't feel like adding random to my code right now, but here's 4 points, right? And so these 4 points, right? So it's gonna be a curve from here to here. And so we can just take these control points and add some random noise to them, and then you can pick them up and move them like this, I think. Place 2 points, subdivide the path, add off. Oh, okay. So here, let me just because this isn't Raylib, so it's not going to be directly relevant to you. But one of the Raylib examples is literally exactly what you're trying to do. Yeah, here we go. Why is there no? Okay, it's not actually giving me a. Heck. Okay, whatever. Just Google Bézier and just go to go to this address, search Bézier, and this more complicated version is basically exactly what you're trying to do. So you can see here it's got the 4 points. You can move them around. And then it sounds like you just need to add random noise to these two middle points. And then this doesn't have support for multiple like Bézier curves. So like this fourth point feels like it could be the first point to the next Bézier curve because you need like 4 points per, and so three. The next three are going to be shared. Like you need 4 for the first one and 3 for each subsequent. Bézier, okay. So high res. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I very much understand dropping projects that are too hard. I will definitely say that I've done my fair share of that. And one of the reasons I'm sticking with this project is I just want to be able to finish something. Actually, I'm going to turn the music back on. I need to really lock in for that problem, but I'm... Okay, 311... I'm actually running out of music. There we go. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm trying to keep the point selected even if you move your mouse fast enough to get out of its collision radius. So... Okay, so if the selected point is... Because right now what it's doing is... Wait, what am I resetting at the start of the frame? Okay, so... It's calling the point was false. Right, so... So if I'm calling with a point, then my selected point equals I. But I never reset it. Yeah, it is so hard to stick to a project. But I strongly believe that, like, you know, what do you call it? My drawing table upside down. It is, yes. That, like, if you have, like, starting 100 projects is, like, less good than finishing one. Right, if you want to get good at stuff. Yeah, like, if you want to get good at stuff, you need to finish one project rather than start 100. Because that, like, you know, you've got the 80-20 rule, so, like, 80% of... Or, like, for example, if you have, like, a restaurant, right? Like, 80% of your profit is going to come from 20% of your customers. I would say that, like, the last 10% of a game is 80% of the work. Because if a game isn't finished, then you never need to post it anywhere. You don't need to figure out, you're just like, oh, it's not finished. So all of these rough edges, I don't actually need to polish off because I'm not going to show it to anyone. Like, all of these little annoying details that all finished games, like, well, not all finished games. I mean, people put out unfinished games all the time. But, like, to call a game finished, you have to do all of this, like, hard work. And therefore, finishing a game is the only way to get good at games. Which is annoying, but that's what I truly believe. And I've only actually, like, posted a handful of games that I would consider finished. I was trying to do a game a week at one point, and that was just, like, impossible. And I posted some of those games, but those games were just bad. But, like, why... The motivation for me to be able to finish this project is that I am building a muscle. And so, if I finish this project, and it's going to take a while, but if I finish this project, then my next project will get easier, and the project after that will get easier. And I intentionally chose a project that's, like, fit to the tool I'm using, because this tool is more difficult to use than what I'm used to. And so I have to be more limited than what I do with Godot. But I also... Like, I know I can finish it, it's just a matter of time. But it is annoying, because, like, project, when you start them, it's like, oh, I'm excited, I'm learning, you know, I'm doing all this stuff. I guess the other thing that really keeps me motivated on this project is that, like... Yeah, game design, well, that's the thing, though. The most interesting game design isn't, like, here's my empty box, let me put some game in there. It is, I have this box... Right, it's full of stuff. And how can I, like, move it around such that it's, like, in a cool order? Right, like, that's fundamentally what Tetris is, right? Like, the reason that Tetris is fun is because the more you play the game, the more you're dealing with organizing the complexity. Like, the complexity itself isn't fun, and the empty box isn't fun. It is, how can I get all of these pieces to fit together that benefits me in both the short and the long term? Actually, I have a video for this. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, this video is one of the best videos I have ever watched. And I try to sort of, like, hedge my bets when I say something is superlative. Like, it's, you know, it's the best ever, it's the most interesting, whatever. And so, if you care about, like, hobby and or, like, professional game development, you need to watch this video, because in, like, an hour, it's like, how do you wrap your mind, like, how do you adjust your mind to the mindset of finishing games, right? There's this other video,
This is the designer
right,
credo.
this video, which is, like, just, you would rather fail, like, you'd rather, like, mess up and break things than never take risks. And it is that risk taking that makes that makes the best games. So, like, the reason that, like, Valve is known for making pretty good games is that they don't ship the game that they wanted to make, they ship the game that their playtesters loved. And so their ethos is basically, like, get playtesters in early and listen to them often. And when I say playtesters, it's not the same people over and over again. It's like people on the street. So you walk into a coffee shop or whatever, and you're like, hey, I've got this new game. It's called Portal. Would you like to play it? And if someone gets motion sick playing your game, start over. Well, not start over, but, like, make it work so they don't get motion sick, that sort of thing. And that's also, okay. Well, I'm just like spilling my guts on my, like, entire game design philosophy here, but, well, here it is. So one of the things that really annoys me when I see a tutorial is there's like a lot of setup and then the thing happens. So, like, and a lot of languages encourage this, like, anything object oriented is like, okay, you need classes, and in those classes you need a setter and you need a getter, and you need, like, all of this, like, stuff, so all your data, right? So, like, if you have a let's say you're doing a deck of cards, right? So you have, you card class, and then you have, like, the shuffle method, and then you can, like, what's the top card, or, like, show n cards. Okay, whatever. Right, show the top n cards, like, all this sort of stuff. But the problem you're trying to solve doesn't necessarily take this shape, right? Like, if you think of, like, all card games, right? You have card games where, like, you're always gonna need to shuffle the deck, so that's useful. But there's card games where, like, most of the information is hidden most of the time. Like, if you're playing poker, right, there's a lot of hidden information. And so if you're building a game that has a lot of hidden information, then you need to design it, especially if it's, like, an online multiplayer game, you need to design it so that the client just doesn't know anything about the hidden information here. And so if you design a class that's like, okay, well, in order to do this operation, I need to know what the card is, right? And so you're almost, like, before you've even begun actually working on the game, you've made all this infrastructure. And that really annoys me, and the reason is you just can't assume it'll work. you can't assume anything works, right? And so what you need to do is you need to build a small box, and only if that box works can you build another box on top of it, right? And only if these two boxes work can you build a third box, right? And if you get to box, if you're trying to put a fourth box on, right, and they fall over, right, if it's like falling over like this, then go back to your third box and make sure this is solid. And that, I believe, is how you actually... And this is not just true for games, but it's especially true for games because, like, it's really easy to break your code. It's really, really easy to break your code. And if you just say, okay, well, I'm building all, I'm building all this infrastructure, I'm building all these classes, I'm building all of these, like, setters and getters and virtual functions and all of that before I'm actually trying to do, like, to actually make the game, then what you're going to have is you're going to have basically you're going to have almost two programs, right? You have your like you have your data and your operations and stuff, right? And then you also have your game, and the needs of these two are not the same. They're never going to be the same. So what you do is you just say, fuck this stuff, right? Just make your game, and if you need a class, build a class. Right? If you need an operation, make the operation. But never just build the things you think you'll need. Solve problems that exist. And the way that you decide what problems exist or not is, like, you've got, imagine a straight line from and it's never a straight line. Like, it's going to curve, you're going to make decisions, whatever. But imagine a straight line of, like, what do I need to get from here to here? And and then just do that a million times. Because if you make this jump, then you're just going to have to go back anyway. And I mean, I feel a little annoying saying this because I don't finish projects. Like, I don't have a ton of ship games under my belt. I barely know how to use the tools I'm using right now. But I believe that having a very, very solid foundation to build on, and so I know Raylib is solid. I know it works. It doesn't have all the features I want, but it works enough, right? And so I can build on top of that. And then if I know my code works, and I can build on top of my own code, and we can keep doing this, and eventually you stacked up a game. But if you don't have that mentality of do everything in tiny, tiny steps, make sure it all works, and then build on top of it, then eventually it's just going to collapse on you. It's just you're just going to add complexity faster than you can manage it, and you're going to get all manner of problems. And it's like even ship games that I really like Baldur's Gate. Right, there's a ton of bugs related to how the inventory system works. And so basically you can smuggle... What's going on here? What the fuck? One sec. There we go. Right, so you can smuggle items out of a shopkeeper's inventory, right? So what you do is you basically say, okay, you got item 1, 2, 3, whatever. You put them all in a box, and then that box makes the game forget that the item was ever in the shopkeeper's inventory, and then you can just take the box. And so basically all you need to do is sell the shopkeeper box, put everything in the box, take the box. Because this is the same as like rebuying the box. And so like there's an obvious solution to this, which is basically you need to like basically keep a record of all transactions that have ever been done. Like, and you can forget about it eventually as the sale ends, because you don't need to remember it anymore. But you say, okay, well, they moved the box, right? And then you move items into the box, right? And then if you try to buy the box, then it should be like, okay, well, wait a minute. Aren't all of these items are in the box, and so we need to rewind and be like, hey, if you're buying the box, you're buying all the items in the box, and then you can't just steal it. Or if you're like, and the game has a stealing mechanic, but this is not part of it. It's not like here's a risk reward thing. Like if you piss a shopkeeper off by stealing from them, there'll be consequences. This is just this sort of a menu bug. And so by building on top of a system that wasn't rock solid, they introduced a bug where you could steal from shopkeepers without consequence. And so what this does is it means that for certain kinds of players, the strategy doesn't become... The strategy is basically to circumvent the stealing mechanic with its risks and rewards, because you can just, get the item without having an engage with the mechanic. And I find that frustrating. And so, like, one of the things I was looking at was using Rust, which has this sort of data safety guaranteed for anything I'm touching with the item system. And so, like, Rust is just going to know, basically by nature of it being Rust, the entire history of any given item in a shop. And then all you have to do is rewind that history. And then you've got you solved your problem. But like a lot of games have inventory bugs. I mean, first of all, they're fun, right? Like, I don't think you'd put them in there on purpose, but they're fun. Players, like, a certain kind of player really likes them. But I think if you're trying to make a game, you want it to be sort of airtight. And if it's got inventory bugs, then that can undercut the experience you're going for. Okay, well, that was a lot of yapping. I still haven't actually solved my problem, which is... Okay, let's run the game. Okay, wait, run the game again. Okay, so if I move it slowly, it works. If I move it quickly, it doesn't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, every stream is like one technical problem away from just becoming a podcast. And so if you want to stream, you need to be good at podcasting. I don't know. I just felt like I was just like, that was just a lot of words all at once. Okay, so I still haven't. Is calling with point. Okay, so. Okay, wait, I need to... Okay, so let's get rid of this logic. Let's get rid of this logic. And we can just... So what is... Does this break things? What? Where... 106. 106. Okay, we can get rid of that. So now I'm locked to this point forever, and I can't get rid of it. But that is the first step. So if I mouse over a point, then it's mine forever. Cool. So we don't actually need the whole selected point thing. Like is colliding with point, because we're already checking. Wait, actually no. It's I need to collide with the point first. So great. Okay, so... Okay, let's... Oh, okay, it's giving me the... Point's the selected point. Okay, we'll just say not equals 0. And this should have the same behavior. That broke. 100, okay. Oh, yeah, 9 equals 0, there we go. Okay, it has the same behavior, great. So now if we just... Okay, now where's our... Okay. if I right click to deselect a point. Okay, let's just right click to deselect points. If is mouse button down right? Oh, right, mouse right button. Right. Button. Okay, right. Boop. Good. That way, you're wrong. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're trapped with this one. If I get wait, heck. Okay, now we need to implement sort of either place a circle or wait. Actually, let's run the game. Okay, we're not going to collide with any points. Okay, so the new point. Okay, great. So that works. So all of this works. I just need to take this out. Okay, so oh. If that's what I call it, right? He is colliding with a point. Right. So if I'm not colliding with a point, then do this. Okay, so that should not change the behavior at all. I broke something. Okay, so that does not in fact change behavior. Great. Okay, so that's that. We're just gonna put that on a separate line so please read. Else. Selected. Oh, right, now I need to write that a different way. Okay, if I'm so I'm selected at this point. Great. No, okay, so I should be able to right click. If I'm not colliding with a point, then wait. Okay, so if I'm not colliding with a okay, so by clicking, I am colliding with a point, but I can't. Okay. So selected point now equals 0, then point to selected point equals. Wait, okay, so I need to mix these two. Got some Mario Kart going. Okay, well, so why does this not work? Selected point equals I. Okay, great. So if I press the right mouse button, then select the point goes to -1, right? If selected point +1 is not equal to 0. So what if I just what happens if I comment that? Something breaks. Okay, great. Okay, right. I need to star. Okay, so that. Okay, so if I turn this off, then I don't get to. I don't get to make points. I can only pick them up and move them around. Oh, thank you. Oh wait, actually no. Let's see if I can deselect a point. Right, so if I. No, I can't I can't deselect a point because the next frame I'm selecting the point because I'm touching it. Okay, but the reason that is because I only have to mouse over it. So wait, where's if I'm climbing to the point. Okay, so if that and okay, so nothing happens if I'm okay, if I click. Okay, and now if I right click, okay, that is the intent behavior. Now we just need to bring back this and see what happens. So I can click here and then I'm select that point forever. And now I can't make a new point. Huh, okay. Okay. If I'm not pressing the mouse button, if I'm not pressing left mouse, then wait, what's the button? Okay, so I press this. Right, I'm selected this point, and then I should be able to click and get another one. I can pick points up and put them down. Okay, so if why is this code basically not getting reached? Okay, so if I'm not pressing the mouse button, what's going on here? Okay, so if the mouse button is down and I haven't clicked, it's a new mouse press, then if I'm not going to the point, okay, what if I just okay, so wait, if it is a new mouse. Okay, if I'm not colliding with a point, and I'm not okay, so if I click and I'm not colliding with a point, then I get a new point. Oh wait, no, it's colliding with point. Okay, I need to reset that. Okay, here we go. I just need to reset that every loop. And then cool. And now I want to Okay, so wait. Okay, so I can. Okay, so I can place a point. I can move a point around. Great, so that works. Wait, that's a bug. Nope. Is it just? Okay, no, it's just Okay, so that does work. Right, I can pick them up. I can move them. Oh, why does it sometimes not work? Do I just need to increase the radius? So, right there. Because my mouse is right there. It should. Okay, let's increase the radius to 10, I guess. And now if I click right next to a circle, I get a new circle. And if I click right there, no. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to take this out. And then we need to put this here. If that should... Okay, so... Okay, so that... Okay, so I can pick up points right... Okay, from right... Okay, now. Wait. Can I just do, circle size? Okay, let's just do circle size. Does that fix our bug? Okay, so if I pick up here, right? I'm like from right in there. Okay, except if I'm right. Okay, so okay, so that was the easy fix. I was pretending that the circle was much smaller than it actually was in my code, and now that works. Okay, so I can. Okay, let me just make sure everything works as I want it to. Okay, so I can pick up. Okay. Okay, so I can. Okay, so now so it is colliding with point equals true. So the issue is that at the frame after I make a point, I'm colliding with it, and I want to not have that. Like I want to not have to like right click to get rid of the point. I want it to just go. Okay, so we're getting. So I usually cut these off a little after 2 hours. We have gone past that, but I still have sorting energy. I still have brain juice. So okay, so what I want to do is I want to. Okay, so is colliding with point equals true. So how do I do this? So if I press, okay, so it's colliding with point equals false. Okay, so the issue is I don't want to just lie. Like I am colliding with a point. So I'm probably gonna want to use that more later. So I am colliding with a point, but I don't want to like if I just placed a point down, okay, so check, so let's just say and bool false. Okay, so if truck collision right, so I am colliding, and then if I'm not colliding with a point, wait. Okay, let me just do this one more time. Okay, so right, so I've grabbed this, it's mine, I can own it, right, whatever, right click deselect. And then if I make a new point, then it also follows my curves here. So okay, so if select point, okay, so here we go. So we just control X, control V, right? How would you say? What does that do? Great. Okay, so new point equals true, so I need to set it to false somehow. Wait, actually, the only time I'd never ever need to check if it's a new point is if I'm clicking the mouse, right? So if this mouse button down, wait, actually, before we do anything else, cubic Bézier requires draw a circle, draw text. Where's my cubic Bézier? Draw texture curve is this. Okay, right. So, oh god, there's so much stuff here. Let's check the cheat sheet. Line Bézier. Okay. Okay, so we just so I promised I would do Bézier curves in this stream, so we're just gonna okay. Just going with point. Okay, so clear background, great. Okay, so we're drawing all the circles. This is no longer true. Okay, so we're just gonna if last valid point mod 4 equals 0. Wait, no, let's just do if last valid point equals 4 for right now. Then we're going to draw line Bézier, vector 2 superposition, so that's going to be points of 0, points of 3 thickness. Let's do that. like 5, I don't know. Color, purple. Why are you not doing it? Why are you not drawing Bézier? Wait, let's try 3. Okay, so actually no, let's just say, wait, actually this is just gonna work if it's greater than or equal, right? So if I have 4 points, if I have 5 points, if I have 6 points, great, and then we can, okay, right, I broke the moving around code to make it, okay, so if I've clicked on, okay, so if I'm colliding with, if it is colliding with point, select the point equals I. Okay, what? So, gosh, I'm just getting to the point where, like, my own code is confusing. Okay, so if, okay, so when I release, wait, no. If, okay, so how do I fix this? Okay, so if I click, welcome to your world, huh? I mean, right, because you were trying to do the cities thing with like the two. Well, this is also like a very basic Bézier curve. I should be using like the cubic one, but I'm not ready for that yet. Okay, so I want what happens if, okay, so if I click here, I get a new point. Okay, so what? Okay, so this is, where's the if it's not a new point, so the last valid point will always be like, if I've just made a point, then okay. If I've just, okay, gosh. If I've just made a new point, then I will always be touching that point until we reset, and until I leave it. So what I should do is, okay, if select point, okay, so this does exactly what it's. I don't want to end here. I'm so close. Right, so here's, okay, so, right, so if I'm, yeah, I can click, and if I click and drag, nothing happens, great. Okay, so if if my mouse is here, then I'm colliding with it, right? Wait, actually. Okay, so the collision checker is happy, so it's saying, okay. I don't know if you can hear them, but my roommates are yapping over there. Okay. Valid point. Okay, so, okay, so I'm gonna have to read this code as though I've never seen it before. Okay, so where's the actual relevant stuff? Okay, so get mouse equals to correct mouse position. Begin drawing. This claiming this point equals false. So I'm not plotting with anything. Okay. If I've got more than 3 points, then draw a Bézier. Okay, so for all valid points, draw the circle, and if I've just clicked a new valid point, then make it. If I equals 0. Okay, so that all works. If there's more than 2 points, then draw a line between them. Or if there's two or more points, then draw a line between them. Okay, and then I falls out of scope, right? Okay, so I falls out of scope right here, and then we're starting over with a new I. Last valid point. Okay. And then we're checking collision with all of the. Okay, so right. Okay, so Okay, as much as it pains me to do so, I'm going to end here. My roommates are yapping in the background, and that's distracting me. And we got a lot done today. So next time I stream, we will be actually solving this problem where if I'm mousing over this and I want to move it, then I get to move it. Wait, no, that... Oh, and I clicked outside the window. Okay, wait, and... Okay, so this does everything I want it to, with the exception of letting me move points around. And the reason I can't move points around is because I don't want them to be moved around immediately after you click. And so I just need like a cooldown period that like can have some rest. Good job on this one. Thank you, Bad Sad. And thanks everyone who's been here. Alright, well, have a great rest of your day, everybody. I am proud we got a decent episode out of this series. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.